Yes, people. Welcome back to Fighting with Friends. It's your boy, Brother Guy. We are back again with another recap of One Friday Fights 144 and UFC Mexico. It was a great weekend of combat sports. The Friday Fights card was an absolute banger from top to bottom. Fun fights. Also very successful with our parlays. And also UFC. What can you say? Surprise, surprise. Brandon Moreno has fallen from the top and has lost the sort of new fresh blood in Lonnie Kavanagh. Big win for him. Other good performances on that fight card as well. We'll get straight into it. Before I do so, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I want to give you guys a reminder that we're not only on YouTube, but we're also on Kick now. Not because of our choice, but we were forced to do so. But it's a privilege, and I'm quite happy to be there. And I wanted you guys know that for the next 2 months, what you can expect is all of our live watch-alongs, as well as if I was a betting man segment, is going to be on Kick. In fact, all of our live format content is now going to be on Kick for the remainder of the 2 months. I will leave the link in our description. It'll be in the description box of every single video that we release on YouTube. So YouTube's going to be the place where we're doing all our offline content for now, only for a temporary period of time. Not going to be permanent. We'll be doing all of our previews and recaps on YouTube. But then all of our live watch-alongs will be on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Will be on Kick. So check us out. Give us a follow. We're going to be doing all our live watch-alongs over there. Happy to see you guys there. Also, before I get into the recap of the two fight cards, you will probably find that I'm going to be dipping in and out of the live because of signal. Might even be glitching out right now. I don't know what it looks like on my side. Playback seems quite fine, but my internet is currently down to 4G. I think there might be a tower that crashed somewhere down in the area, which is making my internet dip in and off at the moment. So I'm gonna try my best. Bear with me while we get through this. If I dip, please just bear with it. I will come back on whenever the internet allows me to come back on again. But okay, let's get into it right now. Main card, the top of the card. One Friday Fights 144. Big card. A lot of fun fights on the fight card. A couple of cool debutants as well. But let's start on the top of the card where we had Chat Pitchit taking on Tup Tim Tong. And to be quite honest, this was a really good fight card. Myself and DSPV did kind of say this all week that Chat Pitchit was going to win this fight purely because he's just the more polished fighter between the two guys. Tup Tim Tong is good, he's strong, but a little bit of a slow rhythm, a little bit of a one punch kind of guy, hard low kicks, gets a bit aggressive, but only when fighters are backing him up. Then he kind of like fights back. But other than that, he takes his time as well. And that doesn't mean Tupintong is a bad fighter. I just think that he needs to get started early, and get the combinations going. But I did believe that this fight was going to be tricky for him because Chat Pitchit is such a mobile fighter. He's twitchy. He does a lot of feinting. He's got fast elbow counters from the left side, left hooks. He doubles up with his left hand, so you'll sometimes see him stand in a south orthodox stance, but he will throw like two or three left hands. Poof, poof, poof. You know what I mean? And he was using that quite a bit in this fight. A lot of evasive movement, which stayed away from the power shots of Tim Tong. Caught him in the clinch when he was getting backed up. Put him in a clinch, lots of knees. That Pachit fought the fight that he was going to fight, and that was just be creative, be defensively sound, don't give up any positions, and then mount your offense on him when you can by out voluming him every time, and he did that. Tim Tong, I wish that he did something different in this fight. I felt like he didn't change the pattern over the 3 rounds. If anything, it stayed the same. When we were watching it live, I was trying to go, can I make this a fair result? But to be quite honest with you, I felt that Chat Pachit won all 3 rounds. If I'm being honest, the first round he managed really well. Tupitong, that was the closest round of the 3 rounds, was the first round. But that was also the round which Chat Pachit won that round because, again, defensively sound. Right? Tupitong didn't really overwhelm Chat Pachit with a lot of weapons, backing him up with a lot of double jabs into a right hand or a high kick or none of that nature. He was throwing shots at the rate that was a bit easy for Chat Pachit to actually manage and counter and time. He timed it very perfectly, even when he was on the back foot. He was timing the entries with a nice counter elbow. He would duck under, get into a clinch, and throw a knee. I like what I saw, and I was just like, okay, but that's also what I had the feeling was going to happen. It's a big win for him. For Chat Pachit, I think it takes him to a 4-fight winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if you guys hearing noise in the background. That is my washing machine. I'm also doing laundry today. It's a very, very nice day for laundry. But anyway, Chat Pachit did a fantastic job, and going on a 4-fight win. I think it's 4 fights now, if I'm not mistaken. I stand under correction here, but I think he's on a 4-fight winning streak right now. On 3-fight winning streak. And to be quite fair, that's a good streak to have going into a division where it's heating up. Right? Since we've crowned a atomweight Muay Thai champion for the men's division in Nadaka Yoshinari, I think you can start to see that the division shaping up now. Like you can see top 10, you can see, and also this week coming up now, this One Friday Fights 145 is a pretty much atomweight driven fight card. Like a lot of atomweight Muay Thai guys are on the card, so they're shaking up this division. And Chat Pachit with a 3-fight winning streak puts him in a good seat. I think he goes in. I think he needs to go through another. I don't think he needs to, but I believe that one championship is going to put him through another fight on Friday Fights first, and maybe a higher level opponent that could arguably get him a contract. Because Chat Pachit's a very good fighter. He needs to get more finishes, in my opinion. I want to see him get more finishes, but I think over 3 rounds, he's a very smart guy in there. So he's a very good fighter in terms of how to win over 3 rounds rather than beating you in the first round. But big win for him with Tim Tong. I don't think the loss will backtrack him too far. I think the loss will take him back, but not too far. I think he's easy 2 wins will bring him back into the conversation again for a contract. So yeah, not that much of a big loss for him because it's a high level name. Good fight for the main event though. Personally, I feel like there's a lot of other fights in this fight that could have been main event worthy, but we are in this period of one championship now where they're reworking or reevaluating the One Friday Fights cards. You can purely see it by how they're structuring the cards now, right? You've got your Thai only first 3 fights, and then you've got basically that first 5 fights of the fight card are such bangers to attract audiences in such a way. And then after that first 5 fights, we go into the main international card. But then also that card is kind of filled up with fighters that, to be quite honest, haven't never really been main event fighters. So I think it's quite strange the way they're mixing it up right now, but it's fine. We're not complaining here. Friday Fights always put on big fights for us anyway, and it's entertaining every single week. But I do notice that it seems to be quite a big shift in how they're laying out their cards for the Friday Fights, where in the past, your main events are generally your fighters that are fighting for contracts. And then the rest of the card is like your debut guys and, new names to the promotion. But I see they changed it up completely. So, yeah, it's going to take some time getting used to this new system. But anyway, doesn't mean the fight cards are boring. Big win for Chat Pachit. Need to see what his performance is going to look like later. I do think that he's going to get a contracted fighter coming up next. But okay, chat, give me your thoughts on that one. What do you guys make of that main event? Do you think it was a fair result? And also, who do you think they should be fighting next? Let me know in the comment section. I will only be able to really talk about who they're going to fight next when I can look at that rankings. I remember I was talking to Nick Atkin about this, and you were saying maybe not a top 15, maybe a top 10. But honestly, when you got that amount of fighters that's fighting on the Friday Fights card, and then your Prime Video cards and your numbered cards only happening so many times in the year, I feel like a top 15 makes sense. It can make sense because then the rosters are there, right? You can see who's contracted, who's not contracted. And then also you can give the fighters more incentives to actually fight for that contract. And then also it gives not only the audiences, but also the matchmakers to make better matches. Simple as that. So let's see what happens when they release that information for us. But okay, for now, I'm going to keep it moving. Okay. Up next, co-main event, flyweight Muay Thai. We had the return of One Badesh and Lotong versus Lotong. And yeah, this was quite an interesting fight because I actually had One Badesh winning this fight coming into it. Not during the fight, coming into it. He looked to be the more polished guy. His record outside of one since leaving one looked really good. Watching the tape between the two guys, Lotong was literally only turned 17 a couple of days ago. But if I'm not mistaken, they said he was 16 and so many odd days, but the information online says that he's 17. Doesn't matter. The guy's still in fucking school. And watching the tape, I was like, he's very inexperienced, but he's talented, but very inexperienced. And Rampadesh fights a very methodical fight, so I think he was going to be able to game plan him over the 3 rounds. But to be quite honest, Lotong fought a fantastic fight. He lost the first round. One Pradesh was better than him in the first round. He used his range really well. He had good tips, good high kicks. But One Pradesh fights at the rhythm like Tim Tong. Slow, it's methodical, It's very careful shot selection, but it doesn't come at a rate that really disrupts his opponent. And Lotong, he fights like any young fighter, wild, young, hungry, vibrant, gets in there, makes it a fast-paced fight, gets into the clinches, big knees, and he's taller than Mampadish. I thought he was going to be shorter, but he's actually taller, and he uses range really well. If anything, because of his nature of fighting high activity in different instances, so he doesn't really wait for things to happen. He makes things happen. I put Wampadeš in a fight that he didn't want to be in. It made him react to a lot of the movement. It made him react to some of the shots. Even though Wampadeš was walking Lotong down, Lotong attacked him. He's like, okay, you can walk me down. I'm still going to punch you in the face. And I like that about him. I like that he made the fight ugly. And in the second and third round, Lotong was the one that was coming up on top. He had the more energy. Yet again, because he was fighting in every instance, that forced Wampadeš to do things he didn't want to do. Right? Wampadeš wants to walk you down, and he wants to stay in front of you and keep you there and phone booth you and be tricky in that moment, right? But he does do a lot of this. He does walk at you and just measures, and then throws out a jab, but he measures, throws out a deep kick, measures. In those moments when he's trying to set up and measure, the tongue is attacking you. He's hitting you back. He's forcing you back. He's throwing a low kick. He's throwing a deep kick. He's throwing a high kick. He's looking for the clinch. He's firing something at Wampadeš in the moments when Wampadeš is trying to settle. Right? I just wish that Wampadeš could have a higher volume output because he's such an accurate fighter, but such a low rate. That's the problem. Right? I wish he could actually throw more, like a lot more, like triple the amount of times he's throwing. It doesn't have to be a 4-piece combination every time you throw, but the increments of when you throw in something needs to be a little bit shorter. It's like he throws a 1 punch or a 2 punch, and then he waits about 10 to 30 seconds before he throws the next one. In that 10 to 30 second gap, the tongue already landed 3 or 4 shots on you, and he already circled out to the ropes, and now he's back in front of you again. And that's why he won this fight, because he never allowed Wampadeš to settle and keep him on the back foot and sustain the position over there. It was never a possibility. And even when Wampadeš did come forward and actually had some success, the tongue simply just backed under, clinched, and started throwing knees to counter those positions. He fought like someone that had tons and tons of experience over Wampadeš at the 16-year-old rate. That's like, no, well done performance. I do believe that he won the fight, arguably every round. I thought he lost the first round for sure, but once the fight continued, it looked like he wasn't going to get discouraged by Wampadeš's pressure, and he fought a fantastic fight. Do I want to see them? Do I want to see these guys back? Probably not so much for Wampadeš. I thought that he would be a lot more dangerous than what he did. And I must be honest, his fight style is not really going to light anyone up, if you're being realistic. Whereas Lotong at 16, 17 years old, with that kind of performance, now he has 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 championship right now. I think we fought 6 times outside of 1 since then, and he's gone on like a 3-2 or 3-3 record. But again, 16, 17 years old, I think the future's bright. And I feel like he should leave the big gloves. Try and prioritize small gloves Muay Thai with 1 championship. He's got the dog in him. I like it. He's got that look on his face. Those moments in the fight where Wampadeš would hit him in the stomach and he'll just go, which I don't like. I don't support that, but it fired him up and made him walk Wampadeš down. So I was like, yeah, Lotong fought a good fight, guys. Bright future for the young man. Let's see. Championship level, I'm not convinced, but can he be a fun fighter for the brand? Can he be a good fan favorite? I think he's highly likely to become something like that. So well done to to Lotong for the win. Let's keep it moving. Okay, cool. So flyweight Muay Thai. This was actually one of the few fights, very small amount of fights on the fight card that was potentially had weird judging going on here. Because I didn't watch this fight back, kind of skipped it a little bit, but I remember watching it live, and there was the questionable performance between the guys and also the judges as well. I see it says split decision on screen, and to be quite honest, Pacquiao was on the back foot for 3 rounds and barely threw anything. Jacob Thompson, not that he was anything better, but he was at least going forward and punching Pacquiao in the face and put a lot of pressure on him, had him on the ropes, had him not on skates, but had him backed up the whole fight. And sometimes you can score for someone on the back foot, but when they're successful on the back foot, like they're actually landing something and they're actually getting somewhere. And Pacquiao did not do enough on the back foot to win this fight. He landed some stuff, but never really hurt Jacob Thompson. Never really backed Jacob Thompson up, made him stop with the forward pressure. He didn't change the trajectory of the fight at all. And for me, that was like, I don't know if I can give him points here. I don't know if I can give him a round. Um, I don't mind fighters on the back foot when they actually are successful on the back foot. And there's very few fighters that can get that fight style correct because it's incredibly difficult to do. It's so hard to be a successful back foot fighter. You just have to understand that being on the back foot, you can't just throw your hardest punch because you're going backwards. So that means you're going to put a lot of energy into a punch. It's not going to carry as much G-force as you would like to land the same way you want. So that means you're going to have to be a fighter that has impeccable timing, fantastic footwork, high defense, and very good angles to be able to make sure that when you do throw something on the back foot, that it actually carries the weight to actually literally hurt your opponent, potentially getting finishes or backing them up to reset positions for yourself. If you can't do those things, or if you're not successful at doing those things, right, then being on the back foot means you're going to be on the defense. It means you're going to be losing every second of the fight. And that's what happened in this fight over here. Pacquiao was back-footed the whole time, but never really did enough to win. Jacob Thompson, questionably also do enough, but when you have someone backing somebody up all the time, now sometimes equally if you're backing somebody up the whole time with a lot of pressure, but your pressure doesn't bring you success in terms of punches and kicks landed, then your pressure isn't really making you win, right? However, in this fight, Jacob Thompson did throw a lot of the stuff going forward. He didn't land as frequently as he would like, but he was backing him up, and he was body shots. There was lots of boxing combinations. Got him in the clinch. He was making the fight move where he wanted it to move. Now I don't think he was that clean with his striking, Jacob Thompson. Now, but I mean, fuck it. If the other guy isn't doing anything either on the back foot and isn't really changing the fight, then in a fight like that, who are you going to give the points to? You're probably going to give it to the guy that's going forward all the time, because he's the one that's leading the dance. So Jacob Thompson, by that nature, should be winning the fight. But as we know, when it comes to one championship, whenever a fight is very, very close like this one, 9 times out of 10, they're going to give it to the Thailand guy. So you can call it biasness, you can call it unfair judging, home crowd advantage, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But in sport, that is just unspoken, not just unspoken, but it is like this invisible rule that you give it to the home crowd, you give it to the home team, you give it to the home guy. Because I don't know what it is, but it's just maybe audiences are able to influence the judging or the officiating of a match or fight, right? But yeah, this is one of those kind of fights, in my opinion. I have to watch it back. If you guys think I'm doing a wrong recap here, you think I'm incorrect with it, let me know in the comment section. But if I remember just off the cuff right now, I don't think Pacquiao did enough to win this fight. And to be quite honest, I don't think I want to watch him fight again. His fight style is a very boring fight style. Doesn't like the stage up for me. Jacob Thompson, I can say the same thing for him. He's not too bad. Like fundamentally, he does good things. Like his footwork is good. His boxing is okay. You can see his mind is telling him to fight and go there and put the pressure on his fighter and win that exchanges. And he's doing all those things. But when he gets into the pocket and he's boxing, I don't know what it is, but it's something about his technique where he's just always just swatting flies. Like he's punching and he's going, but he's just swatting flies. He's just hitting air the whole time. He's doing all the right things, backing his opponent up, getting them against the ropes, but they're never really able to land that big shot or land the combination. And I think that's probably what the judges were looking at. They were like, okay, all this pressure, but he hasn't hurt Pacquiao at all. That's probably why they didn't give it to him. But Pacquiao didn't hurt him either. You know what I mean? It was a very uneventful fight, to be honest with you. But that's what you're going to get when you put someone like Pacquiao, who has got bad boxing defense, primarily a big gloves kind of guy. And then you got Jacob Thompson, who, again, I hate to shit on him so much because he's a decent dude, but he just doesn't have that killer in him in here. And I think when it comes to flyweight Muay Thai, there's a lot of other guys in this division that would walk right through him. I mean, yeah. Anyway, let me not talk too much. I'm going to keep saying negative things, but that was what the fight was. Can't say anything else about it really, so we'll keep it moving. Pardon me. All right, so featherweight Muay Thai, we had Tom Kyo versus Soban Agai, and This fight was what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a fight that's not going to go to the distance. I had a feeling it was either going to be first or second round finish, because of who they are. Tom Keogh, powerful dude out of Ireland, uh, heavy-handed, strong boxing. That's what he does. In his two fights we've watched in One Championship now, he just walks straight forward and does the Nico Carrillo and punches you in the face and makes sure you go down. He's got a nasty low kick as well, which is what the kick that actually won in the fight. I'm happy he won the fight at this nature, because watching Tom's first fight, I was like, it's not kicking enough. I don't know why he's not using any of his kicks. In this fight, he only used the kicks. I think he threw one lunging left hook, which missed, right? But then he just walked him down and threw a calf kick. The first calf kick he threw had such a loud thud. Loud. I was like, hey, I think this guy's leg might be fucked. And the first thing that Soban did when the leg kick landed, he looked down at his foot. He looked down at his foot, and that indicated to me I think his leg might be finished. Because then he backed up, and then the next low kick he took from Tom, he immediately just jumped as if his leg broke, and then it fell down, and he was like looking at it the whole time. He looked over at his coaches, and while he was taking the 8th count, Soban was looking at his coaches. Basically, you could see the look in his eye was like, guys, I think I can't do anything from here. I think my leg might be finished. And then obviously, literally, like I watched it back again just to replay that sound, and it literally sounded as if something snapped. Now I know it can be anything. I'm no physician or no doctor of any nature, but that did sound like something bad had happened. I've had multiple dislocations in my shoulder, broken hands, hyperextensions on knees and whatever. That sound, I was like, hey, something must have snapped in this man's leg. And Tom, dude, the man throws everything with good intentions. Now he's a very hittable guy. And although he won his first two fights with knockouts, I think a higher polished fighter with great technique, good footwork, timing, someone that's a lot more cerebral than Soban, I think they might pose massive threats to Tom. Now I need to see more of Tom to know this. Right? I'm basing it off of what I've seen of Tom's style, but I will only know for sure once Tom is faced with adversity, and I do see it. Then I'll be like, okay, I get to see what his defensive weapons are like, what his defensive choices are like, what is his choices going forward when he is faced with adversity. Someone backing him up. What does he do then? Then we'll get to know more about Tom. But in the meantime, he's racking up some good bonuses, some good knockouts, and he's racking up some good fans. People are tuning into him, right? But he was always going to beat Soban, unfortunately, because I watched Soban's fights as well, and my guy goes hard in the first round, typical kickboxing style, and then second, third round, there's nothing left to throw, and fighters catch him in the later rounds. But this fight was never going to go to 3 rounds, just never going to get there, which is one of the fight cards. This was the fight that actually closed our parlay, which cashed out our parlay. Cashed out our parlay for us. So let's go. But yeah, big win for him. I think Tom Keogh is literally, if he keeps doing this, he's going to attract a lot of buzz, and he's going to climb up that rankings at a rapid pace, guys. Rapid pace. In featherweight Muay Thai, let's be real, the division is pretty good, but it does need a lot more dudes. It needs a lot more guys. Once we go past bantamweight and we get to featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, that's when we start losing contenders. And so we need to see a lot more of these names competing. So I'm happy to see that at One Championship. I saw last week there was a lot of featherweight Muay Thai guys, and the week before that. So let's keep doing that One Championship. Keep producing this because we need it. Fighters in the heavyweight division need to be competing a lot more. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tawancha is still the champion. Yeah, Nico Carrillo is the interim champion, but I mean, Tawancha doesn't come back until December. I think he should relinquish the title so we can keep the division moving. But that just means the division is looking good, guys. Looking really good at the moment. But okay, let me know who you think Tom Keogh should be fighting next. I don't think we'll see Soban anytime soon, to be honest. But okay, let's keep it moving to the next part. So this fight probably stole the headlines for me because of the nature, how the fight was played out, and also Yodnati, the youngest fighter on the fight card. He's 16 years old. He is 16 years old. I repeat that, 16 years old. And he fought against Sama Singh. And Sama Singh may only be 21 years old, but Sama Singh has got a ton of experience, especially in the big gloves as well. And I thought, watching Sama Singh's tape, I was like, he should be winning this fight. He's got a really good game plan. His forward pressure is fantastic. His low kicks are really good. His double, triple up body kicks are fantastic. But something I also noticed, and this is, and again, the floor is open to you guys to disagree with me here, right? And if you do, please get in that chat. Let's get into a little bit of a debate here. But watching, and I thank you so much to DSPV for helping me find the Big Gloves Muay Thai sports. But you can watch it also on YouTube. The RWS is all Big Gloves. The Thai Fight League is not Big Gloves. Channel 7 Big Gloves. The Big Gloves Muay Thai guys are bad at boxing. They suck. They suck at it. The boxing's not good. It's just not good at all. They can throw punches, but it's not boxing. It's not. They don't throw punches to outbox you. They throw in punches to set up the number one moves, knees and kicks. Muay Thai guys love knees and kicks and elbows. That's their first choice. That's their primary source of weapons. Boxing is the last thing they want to throw. It's like, I'll throw punches, but it's not necessarily my forte. My forte is to throw heavy duty kicks at you, whether it's low kicks, inside low kicks, outside low kicks, deep kicks, high kicks, knees, clinch elbows, clinch elbows. That's where they devastate you. Boxing is not necessarily their forte. And as you can look at the list of Muay Thai guys from Thailand. How many of them are like fantastic boxers? There's not many. But they all can box. They can throw punches, but it's not necessarily like the number one rhetoric. For example, right? Let's just take this for example. Let's look at Superbon, right? Arguably one of the greatest, right? Pound for pound, one of the greatest to watch currently. Even for a very long time, Superbon, right? Fantastic fighter to watch. But his boxing, right, doesn't really bring him any finishes. Just watch him carefully, especially in Muay Thai. In kickboxing, it's even worse to watch. Because in kickboxing, that's when actually that's when Superbon boxes more. He's throwing more punches in kickboxing. I watch it very closely. But his punches aren't to knock you out. His punches are to set up a high kick or a low kick or a high kick, switch high kick. That's what he does. He'll box, stepping knee. The stepping knee is where it's full power. But the boxing isn't the full power. Right? Kavanagh is the same. All these high-level guys the same. Rodtang is one of the very few dudes that actually knows how to box. He can actually box. Like his punches come with a lot of weight and it comes with great boxing technique. But then I'm using Superbon as an example because he's representative of a lot of Thai guys that are like that. Prajan Chai, one of the greatest to do it. Another guy, when it comes to boxing, pure boxing, the technique is not to devastate you. It's just a lot of... But it's not throwing technique, right? Look at Prajan Chai's boxing versus JDB's boxing. JDB's boxing looks like a boxer. Turns and that hips and he tucks that shoulder in. It's like this boxing technique, right? Reagan Ursel, right, competes kickboxing and Muay Thai. When he throws punches, people go to sleep because the technique is like a boxer, right? He's not boxing you to set up a big shot. You know, he does. They can do that, but the boxing also comes with devastating shots. Marat Kagorian, another example. Their boxing is they want to hit you dead with a shot. It's not to set up a knee or a high kick like a typical Thai guy would do it. So Sama Singh, I'm using all these examples because that's what he did in this fight. He may have been the more experienced guy, but when it came to like, throwing the shots in the boxing, he was getting outboxed by the young man. Yodnati had the stronger shot, but he also had the faster and the more superior technique. As the younger fighter, that's very insane to listen to even think about, but that's what this fight was. And Sama Singh got a little bit typical. I'll talk about it in the UFC card as well when I get into that one. Sama Singh, there was a fighter who did the same mistake in that fight as well. Sama Singh made the same mistake here. It was like, I'm getting outboxed to somebody I should be beating. So then what that does is it creates this sort of, not necessarily panic state, but it makes you get hasty. It makes you get too aggressive. You want to get that lick back. You want to get that punch back. Why is he hitting me so much? I'm supposed to walk through this kid. Then you're rushing in. And Sama Singh's boxing, his hands were out. You can't see me on screen right now very well, but like, he wasn't boxing. His hands were out here, coming forward, looking for that shot, running into Yodnati's weapons. Fantastic low kicks from Yodnati, set up a lot of the shots. And again, he was outboxing him, outlanding Sama Singh. Sama Singh runs forward. What does Yodnati do? Oh, eat this upward elbow from straight position. Catches him with the elbow. Sama Singh goes down. Never came back from it. Gets finished. Boom, there you go. Second round KO from the young man. Deservedly, because he also won the first round. He was fucking up Sama Singh in the first round. He attacked and moved. Low kick, move. Body shot, move. Two-piece combination. Back under, get out of the way. Elbow counter, move. he fought a very good fight for someone that should not have that kind of experience, but he does. And yeah, I think he definitely, I wouldn't say he stole the headlines, but he made a performance that left a mark on me. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember this kid now. Let's see what it looks like going forward. Because watching tape on him before this fight, especially his last couple of fights, coming into the he fought against Summer Singh, my dude was KO'd by a body shot, big gloves. That's how I was like, I think Summer Singh is gonna be able to put it on him, especially in the later rounds. He didn't even get there. He didn't even get there. But I think Summer Singh lost this fight because of underestimating the young man, and then also trying to bully him when you did not expect what was coming towards you. That's the result of this fight. Watch it back. It's pretty much how it played out. So well done to Yodnati. I think he absolutely deserved the win and the bonus. And again, the performance like that is gonna make one championship go, you know what? Let's bring this young man back. I think that's what we're gonna get. Let's move it. Let's keep it moving. Yes, guys, I am taking some supplements. You saw me take some supplements. Just took some joint medication to keep my joints lubricated. As a vegan, it's not easy to get a lot of calcium. So yeah, to help my knees because I run a lot, must take these medication to keep your joints lubricated. So let's go. All right, next fight. Nazareth taking on Jake Braun. Now, this fight, Nazareth was also on our pod, as you can see, won by second round submission. I picked Nazareth to win as the more experienced guy. Devastating power in his hands, but does get tired in the later rounds. But I felt that overall he was going to be the better guy. And also, Jake Braun took his fight on 1 week notice. Jake Braun, 19 years old. I like what I saw. I think he's very inexperienced, which is why he got beaten in the second round. But for that first round, I thought he fought good. He was strong. He was tough. He was able to take Nazareth down. You could see he was more powerful than Nazareth. His boxing defense is terrible because he was walking through a lot of shots. In fact, he was walking forward, but he just did this and then ran forward and was pushing for those knockdowns. For those takedowns. He got one big explosive takedown, but never really got any offense with it. Nazareth was able to reverse him quite easily. Second round, more of the same. Nazareth was piecing him up. You could see in the second round, Jake Braun looked a little bit tired now. Nazareth kind of found a second win because Nazareth did get tired in the first round. You could see in the second round, Nazareth kind of found a second win because he was popping out that jab really well and low kicking. I was like, okay, the guy's looking like he's breathing properly again. He gets the takedown. Once he gets the takedown, I think he kind of cinched in an arm triangle. And then the way that he smoothed it, transitioned to jump over to the other side of the hips. The fact that he was able to get to the other side of the hips so easily indicated to me the inexperience of Jake Braun. Like I could see, you don't know how to stop this. Nazareth gets over to the other side, cinched it in, nice leverage, taps him out, gets the finish, gets the bonus. Bob's your uncle. Can't say anything else about the fight because that was kind of what we all expected to happen. That was a very easy pick if you think about it. But I will say that Jake Braun did have a very good first round. But Nazareth, this man's on a 3-fight win streak now, I think, in one championship, if I'm not mistaken. 2-fight win streak, but I think overall is on 3-fight win streak. Good win for him. He's silently making his way around. That's through MMA, and it's a fun fight to watch. Why I'm excited about this division is because it's producing good contenders. Pokang Masenane, for example, you got two Japanese guys in Yamakita and Miroba Minowa. You got Malachiev, you got Jake Shields, David Brooks. You got Nazareth in there, you got Joshua Pasha, the champion. A very good division. That's what names I just mentioned to you right now is literally like your top 7. So really good division to keep a lookout for the remainder of this year. All right, chat. Let's keep it moving to the next fight. Bantamweight Muay Thai, Lenny Blasi beating Katsuki Kitano. Lenny Blasi fought a good fight. I thought he was going to fade in the later rounds like he normally does, but he's leveled up leaps and bounds. It looks really good. I like what I see. He's got good range. He's got good boxing. He's sharp. His kicks are really good. Durability. But I think in this fight, his defensive game was fantastic. He never really took any big shots. He was able to stay out of the range of Kitano. Kitano, on the other hand, he should spend more time. Sorry. You should spend more time, in my opinion, fighting the fight rather than like hitting your body and going, it's me. Like you tell him to fight you, like Why don't you fight him back? You know what I mean? You spend a lot of time in this fight. Every time Lenny hits you, you shouting at him. That doesn't look good to the judges. It looks like you're getting hit. So you kind of losing the fight. And Kitano's got a very good switch kick on him. He's got a fantastic tip as well. He didn't throw enough of it. He didn't throw enough of it. I wish that he threw more of that to really like reel in the control of the fight, but he didn't do any of that nature. And Lenny Blassie, dude was walking around him, dancing around Kitano like it was easy money. The jab, two high kick. The dude was walking around Kitano like he had nothing to worry about. I don't know if it's because Kitano doesn't have power on his shots, or I don't know, but Lenny just looked like he wasn't going to lose this fight all the way through. Deserved the win. Nothing big happened in the fight. Um, just Lenny was just doing a really good job over 3 rounds. You know, stayed out of danger. Didn't really take a lot of shots. Backed up Kitano all the time. Blasted him with good elbows, good body kicks, good high kicks, good jabs, faster boxing, aggressive elbow exchanges in the clinch. Yeah, just fought a good fight. Kitano, I think there were glimpses in the moment we had good exchanges, but it wasn't like right in round two we completely whopped the floor of Lenny. We had like a dominant time during round two, or we had a good round one. No, Lenny won every single round, and in each of those rounds, there were like a 10-second, 20-second moment in each of those rounds where Kitano was like, okay, he landed a good high kick, or he landed a good push kick, or something like that. But he didn't really hurt Lenny for a good period of time and sustained the pressure for a good period of time. He didn't do it, and that's why I think Lenny won this fight, because he just had more to show on the night. Well done to Lenny, and well done to TSPP for calling that fight as well. Let's go. Right. Up next, we had featherweight kickboxing. Mohammed Hididi took on Yuya Shibata. Yuya Shibata, this was both of them made their debut on this fight card. Hididi mainly fought, I think, RWS, and Shibata mainly competed at Ryzen and Rise, I think it is. And incredible record from Shibata, very good resume. He was going to be the more experienced fighter in this fight anyway, and I thought he did a very good job. Hadidi is okay, but I think Hadidi is just not on the level of Shibata. That's why he lost this fight. That's just what it comes down to. Doesn't mean that Hadidi is a bad fighter, or he sucks ass, or whatever the case may be. He was just up against somebody that he was never going to win on the day. That's just what it is. Considering that one championship is prioritizing Japan market, the Japanese market, so we have a lot of these kickboxers coming from Rise and Rise onto one championship, and they get this time slot on the fight card. It means that they are dedicated to the one championship. Excuse me, the Japanese faithful. So that means they're going to get matchups that are low key, sometimes high key, favorable for the Japanese guy. I'm not saying he was going to win this fight every single day of the week, but chances are high that he was going to win this fight all the time, right? And he did a good job, dude. Hadidi was fighting a good fight in the beginning. Like, he had a good first round. He was still getting tagged a lot in that first round. The knees. You could just see that Shibata had a very good, overall has a better fight style. You could see he's more experienced at this. The way he was throwing the low kicks. Every time Hadidi would throw a low kick, it was all right. But when Shibata threw a low kick, Hadidi didn't like it. It was hurting him. The deep kicks was hurting him. The knees was hurting him. The uppercuts, the boxing was faster. The feints, the duck unders from Shibata was throwing Hadidi off the whole time. And in the third round, there were 3 knockdowns that were beautiful. I think the first knockdown was a knee. Second knockdown was a high kick. The first knockdown was a punch. Yeah. And then it was a right high kick that dropped him. And then the third knockdown was I think it was a left hook knee combination that dropped him again. But yeah, Shibata was all of him like white on rice. It was an easy fight for him. And again, it doesn't mean Hididi is the bad fighter. He just fought someone that was levels above him, way higher level than him. Big win for Shibata, but this is one of those fights where you can't really spend too much time going, okay, I want to see maybe this fight next. I don't even know if we're going to see Hadidi again, but for Shibata, we're probably going to see him soon again. We'll see him come back. Might even be the one samurai card, but let's see what happens there. But now we'll keep it moving. Right. Flyweight MMA, we had Edson Machavane take on Sardor Karimbuev. I'm a bit gutted at this fight, but not really gutted because of the result, but gutted because of Edson's performance. I thought Edson kind of played into the hands of Karimbuev. Karimbuev is a boring fighter. I'm gonna say it now. He's a boring fighter. And the reason why I say he's boring is because his fights don't match his demeanor. His demeanor, he walks in there like this. He's got that energy of like, like, I'm gonna fuck you up today. You'll be lucky to be in the ring with me, kind of energy. You can see it in his photo. You can see it in his demeanor when he does face-offs. You can see it when he fights fighters. He's got this characteristic of like you should be thankful that you've got this opportunity to even remotely get close to me in the ring. He's got that kind of energy, that classist behavior that I don't really like. That's what he does. But then when he fights, you're like, "Oh, why are you so boring though?" Right? And when I say that, I don't mean that he sucks fight. He's a sucky ass fighter. Fundamentally, he's very good. And he's only 21 years old. His boxing is textbook, right? He's got very good boxing, great pressure. His wrestling is typical of the Ustans, the Istans, that region of fighters. They are the best at it when it comes to wrestling. They fundamentally know how to control people on the ground with their combat sambo. People haven't found a way to beat it other than Piotr Jan. And Piotr Jan also does sambo himself. So it's like, well, that's like a trump card in their back pocket. So they always somewhere for Karimov will go in there and box with you, right? And if he doesn't get any success with the boxing, he's gonna hold you down for 2 rounds. That's what he's gonna hold you there, stay in your guard, light tap on the face, keep you there, and that's gonna bag me 2 rounds and I win the fight in decision. It's Machavane stayed in that position because he is the better submission artist between the two guys. He does have a lot of submissions to his name. He's called the trapdoor spider for it's not for any just shits and gags. Like, the man does have great submissions, but I felt that he was never really gonna get close to it and that's what made the fight a little bit boring. When they're out on the feet, Karimov was actually winning there, but he didn't stay there long enough because Edson Machavane is such a crafty guy that when you think you got him on the feet, he spins on you and bang, you walk into an elbow and there you KO'd. Right? That's the nature of Edson Machavane. He fights like that, right? And that's why he's such a wild card and such a difficult, unpredictable opponent to fight against. So it made it a very dangerous thing for Karimov to stay standing with him. That's why his coaches told him, I'm sure they told him, listen, take this man down and keep him there, control him, which is typical from that Dagestani-based wrestlers. And that's what he did. He took him down, controlled him, and because he didn't want to go for any submissions or any ground and pound, because the nature of doing that will mean that he will give up a limb, and that will result in Edson Machavane grabbing a limb, which he had a few times, potential armbar, potential triangle, omoplata. You can fall tap to that. There was a couple of Kimuras that almost caused a couple of reversals, and then Karimov, typical Dagestani-based wrestler, would counter that and then control you. I'm gonna hold you. I hold you. Until you try something. You move. Okay, switch, and I hold you again. I hold you. Boop. Round's finished. I bag that round. Like round 2. Box, jab. Box. You can get success. Take you down. Now we wrestle. Right, I can't submit you. I can't punch you. Hold you. Oh, you reverse me? Okay, I'll hold you again. You're looking for reversal? Oh, attack that part again. That's the game. It's like playing fucking whack-a-mole at the arcade game. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You're never really trying to beat the person or hurt them. You're just trying to control them so that you don't lose any rounds. And I don't like that style because it's like, I always say this, like, I'm sounding like a stuck record now, but if you can dominate someone on the ground whereby you can control them, you can move the positions where you wanted to move it, then why don't you just go hurt the bra? Why don't you hurt him? Hurt him. You're in a fight. It's a fight. It's not a training session. Right? Go hurt the bra. You're on top of him anyway. Go hurt him. They don't do it. So it bothers me. But also for Edson Machavane, he was too complacent on bottom control because that's where he's comfortable. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. But if you can't get the sub from bottom, right, you really lost 5 minutes of the second round to do so, and you was unsuccessful. If he takes you down in the third round, you need to scramble the fuck up, right, and get back to your feet. You can't just stay there. And that's what Edson also did. He just stayed there because he also felt safe and comfortable to find something to tap him out from bottom, but it meant that he was also giving up the round by doing that. It's a very fine line that you play by playing guard from bottom. It's like, it's a risk. It's like, are you prepared to give up this whole round and the result that you may get a submission in the last 10 seconds? It's too risky, especially against a level of grappler like Karimov. But yeah, that's just that other fight played out, and it was a little bit sore because obviously Edson's a South African guy. And I must say, even when we made a pick for Edson Machavane to win, I was telling AD the whole time, I don't feel comfortable with this pick, which is why I didn't put him on the parlay, because I was like, not this fight. It's too unpredictable for me. So I'm just not gonna make a pick. But AD made the pick and we didn't get it, unfortunately. But it's fine. Keep moving. Edson will come back. Karimbev, he will continuously do what he's gonna do. It'll bring him a lot of success, but it also won't bring him a lot of fans. That's the reality of that. But okay, let's keep it moving. My last thing on Karimbev, look how long it took Marab Dvalishvili to get to such a wide fan base. Right? You had to go on a fucking 10-fight win streak before getting a title shot. And only then, when you got the title shot, people are like, oh, Mirab. But for his entire UFC career, the fans didn't give a shit about him, and the UFC didn't give a shit about him because the style was like, can you actually hurt someone? We know you can grapple really well, you can take them down, you can control them, but can you hurt them? Right? And that's what I think about Karimbev as well. He's going to have to start making sure that wrestling results in him putting on big finishes and big performances and not just a lot of control time. Because then you might as well just go do freestyle wrestling or go back to combat sambo where you get scored properly for that. Because it won't be long before the time where the rule set starts to change for MMA because of performances like that from Karimbev. Anyway, another shades of Vickers versus Khamzat Chimaev, very so similar to that nature. Anyway, we keep it moving. Bantamweight Muay Thai, Kong Lai. He took on Muhammad Habibur from Iran. And I like that this fight ended the way that it did because Habibur came into this fight with a lot of negative words to 4-ounce Muay Thai. He was like, I doesn't like Muay Thai. 4-ounce gloves don't make any sense. I don't know what the exact words were, but I believe that he had something negative to say about the style or about the discipline. And I was like, well, why did you take this fight then? Why are you here? So I remember watching Fight to Habibur, and he was mainly fighting big gloves. And my thing is, then why are you fighting this fight? If you hate the sport so much, then why are you doing small gloves Muay Thai? Go back to big gloves there. I like the way Kong Lai beat the shit out of him for that nature. Body kicks in the first round, low kicks in the first round, lots of body kicks, lots of Muay Thai weapons. Had Habibur looking clueless. He didn't know what the hell to do. He's a boxing, kickboxer. The man only throws punches. I was like, so where's your combinations? Where's the low kick combinations? None of that shit. He just wants to box, which actually made it easier for Kong Lai to beat him up. Then when it was like halfway through the first round, Kong Lai gets him in the clinch and murders him with the clinch knees. Murders this boy. No, I shouldn't be using the word murder so much because it seems to be a word that you can't use on YouTube these days. But like Kong Lai need the living daylights out of Habibur in that first round to the point where Habibur was looking. I remember when he survived that first round, but he had the chin. And walking back to his corner, and he was looking so clueless. Like, coach, what do I do here? I don't know what to do. Didn't know how to deal with the clinch. Second round, same thing. Kong Lai just need him until there was nothing left, and the referee had to step in and let him pull them apart and be like, nope, can't go in anymore. This guy. In fact, there was a knockdown also from Kong Lai's second round knee. It's his TKO, but the TKO came that because the referee stood in and said, listen, this guy's not responding on his feet. You can see his eyes are gone. Kong Lai just took the life out of him. So, yeah, well done to Kong Lai. I'm happy that he won the fight that he did. Puts him on a 3-fight win streak. Let me just check here. I think it was 3 fights now. Yeah, 3-fight win streak. Knocked out Ferrari, big win. Beats Kendo Irving, majority decision, big win. And Kendo Irving looked good in that fight. And ITK was Muhammad Habibur, big win for Kong Lai. And he's been making his way back to that contract negotiations again. I think another big win, 4-fight win streak. I think he probably gets a contract, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Let's keep it moving. So I'm going to speed run this next couple of fights because we still got to get through the UFC. And I still need to got some other things I have to take care of after this recording. So Sangatit versus Taku. Bantamweight kickboxing. Sangatit beat him up over 3 rounds. Got tired in the later rounds. I think there was an early knockdown, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was either first round or second round. Sangatit powered him. But Taku came back. He did come back strong. Sangatit slowed down in the later rounds, which allowed Taku to come back in the fight. But I think the first 2 rounds, Sangatit bagged it quite easily. Fundamentally walked him down, outboxed him, outkicked him. More devastating shots, I put it that way. Taku was throwing shots, but it didn't come with a lot of weight. It wasn't really hurting Sangatit. It didn't even tickle him. It didn't even bounce his head back. And then when Sangatit would throw his shots, like Taku would be like, you know what I mean? Like he was enduring that shot. It's like, You know what I'm saying? That's the difference here. Not a lot of big moments in the fight happened. There wasn't a lot of wild exchanges or massive encounters. A lot of you go, I go, but Sankatit's shots just had more weight. And whenever you would kick, Taku would move back a couple of steps, like you know what I mean? You could see there's a lot more weight to Sankatit's shots than Taku's, which is why he won the fight. And obviously, if I remember, I'm just gonna quickly remove this off the screen so I can just make sure that it was a knockdown. Give me a second here, guys. It was. Oh man, they're not even showing them. That means it probably wasn't a knockdown. So I might be talking out of my arse here. But Sagate did win the fight. I thought over the course of 2 rounds, I thought he fought the better fight and deserved the win. But again, nothing big really happened. So I can't really remember. I mean, also if you click on the highlights option here on the screen, you can see that now. The highlights. If you view the highlights, they don't even show you what happened. They just show you whose hand got lifted. That must tell you that it was an uneventful fight. So that's why I'm going to move to the next fight. Bantamweight Muay Thai, we had the return of my guy, Yodput Pa, who was also on our parlay. No, I think we had a single on him. He took on Adam Benoit. And Adam Benoit made this fight a good fight. He's a massive bantamweight. I'm going to say it now. Benoit is a massive dude, big shoulders, tall, muscle bound. I was like, hey, this guy looks like he's big for this division. Yodput Pa, always going to be undersized. He's stocky, but he's short as hell. So he's always going to be out-heightened by his opponents, if you think about it that way. But the power there is the big equalizer, and that's what he did in this first round. In fact, the first 2 rounds, Yodput Pa just looked like he was going to cakewalk this fight. The way he dropped Adam Benoit in the first round, catch the kick, left hand, right hand coming down the pipe, dropping him. I was like, nah, that's classic Yodput Pa. That's why I fell for this. I was like, nah, this guy can fight, right? Second round, more of the same. Walks him down, body shots him, power shots him, hard low kicks. Just like rocks Adam every time he hits him with something, right? The left 2 counters, making him dizzy. But never really getting the TKO. And that brought Adam back into the fight. Adam, at the end of the second round, cracks short, big elbow, rocks the shit out of him, cuts him open. Looking like a bloody mess, surviving the end of the second round. I was like, hey, we got a fucking fight here now. Third round starts. Benoit walks him down, piecing up Yodput Pa, bloodied up. Yodput Pa on defense to keep for clinches to survive. But the majority of that third round, loses the third round quite significantly because he just didn't have any offense there. Tired and beaten up. But he did the body of work over the course of 2 rounds, and he got that knockdown in the early round, which won him the fight. This was a very good fight for the fans. Big fight for me. I thought it was the most entertaining fight in the fight card. Really enjoyed what I saw from Adam, from both guys actually. But happy to see Yodput Pa come back with a good win. For Adam, I'm going to remember him. I don't think he's the greatest. I don't think he's like something special. But with that height, with that kickboxing nature, with that sort of not necessarily durability, but the way he's defensively okay, he got caught because he was aggressive. But I think the fact that he came back and put the power and put the shots, he's got good elbow counters. I want to see him fight some more. I think he's good. I won't say he's world class, but I think he's very good. Yodput Pa, great return. He was on his way. So hopefully he fights a bit more fights in one championship so we can see him climb the ranks again. Because he's a fan favorite. I didn't even realize he was that young. I thought he might have been around 26, 27, but he's only 22. So he was fighting young 4 years ago for one championship. You know what I mean? We're 2026 now. He made his debut in 2021, I think. Was it 2022, 2021? No, 2023. Taking shit. 3 years ago. I'm happy to see him back. I want to see him fight some more at one championship. Okay, we keep it moving. Edward Makarian versus Jean Mondokoro. Wonderful fight. Edward Makarian, very cocky and creative. But you could see Jean Mondokoro was just levels above him. Another fight, almost like the where is it now? Like this one here, Muhammad Hadidi versus Yoshi Shibata. Same. You got Edward, that's like this good fighter outside of one, young, vibrant dude, undefeated. I think he was undefeated. And then you got Jane Montecoro, who comes into this thing with like an insane boxing record for Ryzen and Rise boxing, like just insane record and experience, and gets the knockout in the second round. I can't remember how he did it, but I remember he was just levels ahead of him. There's like nothing that Edward could do. Um, yeah, and they're not showing the replay here because you have to watch it on the if you have live if you on the live.onefc.com, you can watch it from there. Just insane combinations, beautiful kickboxing, just stronger, faster, more experienced than Eduardo. Eduardo and beat the shit out of him, which was really good. And then Kati versus Noah Fujiwara. I thought Kati was going to be too strong, but my brew, Noah Fujiwara, she's a dog. She's a dog. She powered through a lot of the shots. Her body kicks, her elbows, her high kicks, her low kicks, her movement, her volume, high pressure, the clinch knees. She had Kati looking like she doesn't know what to do. You could see at the end of the third round, Kati was so grateful that the fight was done. You could see she took a breath of like yo, finally, I don't have to take a beating anymore. Because she was beaten up and put her to post for 3 rounds. And I say put her to post, I mean literally from this turnbuckle, that turnbuckle, this turnbuckle, that turnbuckle. Fujiwara was just beating her up right around. Because also Kati was circling to her left the whole time. And I'm like, yay, switch up your angles. You know, throw a jab, poof, turn around. Like, switch up the angle. You're just like walking back, left, walking back, left, walking back, left. Making it easy for Fujiwara to tag you every single time. She knew exactly how to tag you and beat you up. And she just followed you around. And you're walking to all of her shots. Fujiwara fought a good fight. I don't know if Fujiwara will be the top level of this division, because we know this division is really intense when it comes to like Pichijas and your Rodriguez's and your Veros, your Cohens, your Scarfaces. Like they all really. Gabriel Moram is another one that's up there. I feel like they will give Fujiwara a tough time. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with Fujiwara next. Is one Japan going to keep her around? I think they should. They should give her another fight because she's unique. She's got a very Taekwondo style that none of the other fighters in this division have or use. Now, I won't say it's unique because a lot of Taekwondo fighters in the world, but in one championship, in atomweight women's division, Muay Thai, even for the men, there's not a lot of Taekwondo specialists. So Fujiwara, it's a unique style that she's bringing to the game in that sense. Something different for opponents to figure out. So I thought she fought a very good fight. So well done to her. But okay, chat. That is my time for Friday Fights 144. Let's keep it moving to the next one. We're gonna move to the UFC. So I'm only gonna talk about the main card here. I'm not really gonna break down the whole one. Let's move on to the UFC. Just take my vitamins. Let's cue this gong there quickly. Okay. Up next, we're going to be going through UFC's Fight Night Mexico. Moreno versus Kavanagh. Let me just change the sticker tape quickly while I break this next fight card down. Let's go. All right, so let's start with the main event where Brandon Moreno pretty much got outclassed by Lonnie Kavanagh, guys. Great win. Kid fought fantastic style. One of those fights where you'd go like, how? You know, I know I was saying whole week last week, I don't know how Moreno loses this fight. He's the better fighter. He's the most skillful fighter. He's the most experienced, the championship level fighter. He should be winning this fight. Short notice for Lonnie Kavanagh as well. He should be winning this fight. I don't see a world Kavanagh beats him. Kavanagh fucks him up. Kavanagh fucks him up. Almost finishes him in the 3rd round. Oh no, 2nd round. Almost finishes him in the 2nd round. I think it was the 3rd round where Moreno came back. 4th round, Moreno kind of fought better, but still lost that 4th round. 4th round, Lonnie Kavanagh controlled the fight. I think he won rounds 1, 2, and 5. I think rounds 3 and 4 might have gone to Moreno, if I remember correctly. You can make an argument for Kavanagh 4th round as well. But fuck it, he fought a great fight, guys. Moreno, I think the biggest thing to take away, what I took away from this fight is I think Moreno's body is finished. It's mad to say because he's still young. 32 years old is not old. It's not old. You know what I mean? It's actually a prime age for combat sports athletes. In fact, for any athlete in any sport, 32 years old is actually a very, very good sport to age to be in. It's usually when your body is at its peak, like its optimum. That's where it's going to be the best. It's going to be the most durable. It's going to be the most energetic. It's going to have the most power. It's where you're going to be your most alive at that time. You from 29 years old to about 34, 35 is where you're supposed to be unbeatable. After that is when you start to feel the fadingness in your ability to recover, and the power's not there. You may still have the energy, but you may not have the power. You may not translate the same way anymore, and the speed won't be the same. But then there was none of that. He's 32. He's supposed to be at his best. But I do believe, and I could be wrong here, but it just seems like the 4 fights with Davidson Figueiredo, the 3 massive fights with Pantoja, the 2 big fights with Royval, the Kai Kara France fights. Like the guy's been in wars, Bamboo, but more so with Pantoja and Figueiredo, and with Royval. Those 3 fights, those 3 opponents took Moreno to crazy fights. And I always wondered how his body was going to be able to recover from all of that, right? Then he gets KO'd by Tatsuya Taira, and you go, huh? That's when I started realizing, okay, Moreno's body is not the same. I think, and also the easy scar tissue, like how easy it is for him to bleed, to get cut open, is indicative of those matches. I think his body is really, it's caved in now. Because Lonnie Kavanagh, I'll say this now, right? There's been a lot of hype around Kavanagh coming out of the UK media, and Kavanagh is good. Like, I watched his fights, I'm like, he is good. He's young. I think he's gonna have to get a little bit better as he grows. He will. What do you mean? He's young, but I think right now he doesn't have the stuff. I think in the future he's gonna be like one of the top fighters to watch in the flyweight division, like one of those big dudes to watch in the flyweight division. He's gonna be a solid guy because he's strong. He's got great karate, sharp boxing, a lot of power. But then you're like, okay, but the performances weren't that great. And then he gets KO'd by Charles Johnson in his last fight. So you're like, huh? What's going on here? Why is he? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And then he fights this fight against Moreno, and he's tagging Moreno with calf kicks. And Moreno doesn't like calf kicks. We saw in every single fight of Moreno's fight, every fight he's been in, people have been able to chew up the calf. Everyone found success on his calf. Right? Kavanagh chews it up. Moreno, you could see Moreno couldn't deal with it. He was starting to limp. He was starting to like kick it out. He was limping in there. It just looked like Moreno doesn't have it anymore because he was getting hit by shots that in the past wouldn't even tickle him. Now he's getting hit by shots. He's getting dropped easily. He's bleeding. He's getting busted up easily. It's just not the same Moreno. And look, he was looking good. His boxing wasn't the same. Jab was always there, but like when he stayed in the pocket, it's like in the past. Moreno, when he stays in the pocket, he's unloading. He's unloading combinations. Body shots, left hook. Now he's just doing 1 left hook, 2 left hook, double jab, right hand, left hook, which is good weapons, but it's not like classic Moreno. I've always felt that if Moreno stayed in the pocket, I'm going to favor him against anybody. He'll outbox him there. But now when he's in the pocket, people are able to put him away. They can tag him and put him down. That Kavanagh had nothing to lose in this fight. So he fought this fight almost like, listen, let me just show up and do what I can do well. Fight my fundamentals. And it made him win the fight. Right? Great kickboxing. The calf kicks were fantastic. The wrestling was phenomenal because he was able to counter Moreno's wrestling. Moreno couldn't take him down and keep him there. Unsuccessful with all his takedowns. Kavanagh was able to defend every single one of the takedowns, bring it up to the feet, and start going to work again, outboxing him, body shots. So big win for Kavanagh. Right? Coming into this fight, I think he was unranked. Yeah, unranked coming into this fight. Now, I think he's up there. Not top 5. I know he beat the top 6 guy, but he was ranked number 6 coming into this fight. I don't think Kavanagh will be in the top 5, but I do believe you will see him in the top 15 for sure. Looking at the division right now, right? Joseph Morales is number 15, Bruno Silva is number 14, Charles Johnson number 13. I think that Kavanagh will probably go up to number 15, and they'll probably drop Joseph Morales out there. They might even take Bruno Silva down to number 15, and put Joseph Morales number 14, and then Kavanagh will be close to number 15. But beating Moreno might even warrant him a much higher ranking than that. You don't know how it is in the UFC today. Personally, I would say Joseph Morales goes up to number 14. Bruno Silva drops out of the top 15 because he lost now 2 fights in a row. And then Kavanagh comes up to number 15. I think that's really what will happen come tomorrow once UFC releases their new rankings. But that was a great win for him, and it shut me up. It surprised me. But I think what's more surprising for me is how badly serviced Moreno's body is. Like my guy is taking damage in ways that's like, yay. You shouldn't be breaking down this easily at this age, but he is. That's telling me that his body is worn out. And maybe it's gonna serve him a good job. Maybe take off the whole year. Back. Give his body to recover because he fought a couple of fights last year. And he fought 2 fights in 2024 as well. So I think Moreno should probably take a year off and just let his body recover. Like no damage. Just take no more damage. Just relax, recover. Do light training, keep the cardio up, keep the pounds down, but don't put your body through a lot of physical stress, like damaging stress where you're getting hit all the time. Like maybe just let your body chill out for a little bit, let it recoup, and then you can come back in there because Kavanagh was taking him with shots that shouldn't be dropping him so easily, but it did. And Kavanagh he's not that powerful. He's just a very high volume, strict kind of guy, but he was able to take Moreno out. So well done to Kavanagh. But I'm pretty sure he killed everybody's parlay this weekend. He definitely killed ours. Because I had Moreno and David Martinez. But David Martinez right. Didn't get Kavanagh right. But anyway, great win for him and he deserved it. And I want to see more of Kavanagh. Really do. Keep it moving. Bantamweight division, we had Marlon Chito Vera losing to David Martinez. But what can we expect, right? Like AD was saying in our live watch along, Marlon Chito Vera is a gambler's dream because you just pick him to lose. In a 3-round fight, you pick him to lose every time. And he will be favorites in a lot of his fights. And he will probably lose. Because we know what it's like. We know what he fights like. He's a slow starter. He only really gets going in from round 3 onwards. That's when the fight actually starts. Because he's so durable, he doesn't really get knocked out. People can't really knock him out. And you can hit him with anything. He just won't get knocked out. And then in the 3rd round, that's when the fight starts because now he starts putting the volume on you. It starts landing and fighters get tired. And that's when he starts becoming more successful. Martinez is a shorter guy, was able to outbox him, outland him, take him down. Didn't really control him on the ground, but took him down and was successful with it. It kept him there and lands a couple of shots here and then he got back up to feet, moved around. Now Martinez's lateral movement is good. It keeps him safe, but it makes him very tired. So I don't really like it that much. I think he can be a little bit more steadfast in his ability to stand his own ground. Because he got lateral movement anyway, fundamentally that's your movement anyway. Use it when you have to use it. I feel like if he can stay in the pocket and be more standing my ground, I think he'll get a lot of knockouts. I think he'll beat a lot of people. Because he's got that lateral movement, it means he can always stay safe if he has to stay safe. But don't rely on it so much like he did in this fight because it made him tired. It made him very tired in the 3rd round. He ended up running away from Chito Vera and almost even getting finished in the 3rd round. And that's because he was exhausted. Martinez had nothing left because of all that side to side, side to side, side to side, side to side. The whole time, that's an exhausting thing. I do those side to side hops as my movement. A hop for maybe like 100 meters, 50 to 100 meters, side to side, side to side, side to side. That gets your heart rate pumping, right? It's an exhausting exercise. May not feel like it. But once you're 50 meters in, you start realizing, shit, this is actually exhausting. So, and he did it for 2 rounds. So that sounds like he's getting tired here. And I was saying the whole time in the fight, fundamentally, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be sustainable for him. I think he'll get tired. And Vader can maybe even get him in the 3rd round. And it was close. Vader was close to doing so. But well done to Martinez to stay safe and won the fight. And that's what we're going to notice now. Whenever Marlon Chito Vader fights, no matter who, there's a high chance he's losing 2 rounds of 3. It's a high chance. Because the game plan is simple. Out volume, be a Vader, stay away from his shots, you'll beat him. Vader's not a high volume guy. He's more of a one punch knockout artist, but he has to chase you down to get there. So that's why you always feel like he's going to lose the fights. But yeah, big win for Martinez. Now he's in the top 10 finally. And I'm keen to watch more of his performances going forward. So I think he's a very good fighter. I think his fundamentals are great. He's got good wrestling. He's got fantastic boxing. He's fast. He's vibrant. He's young. He's good on the microphone. I like him. Is he going to be a champion? I'm not convinced on that just yet. Because the other guys in the division that are champions, as you know, Piotr Jan, Abdulvalishvili, Ori Sandhagen, Umar Nurmagomedov. These guys are all killers. Song Yadong, Davison Figueiredo, Mario Batista. Killers. So let's keep it moving. Daniel Zellhuber, probably the most overhyped fighter. I've seen now this for the last 2 years. A lot of hype around the young man. They speak about him a lot. But I'll be honest with you, his fights are very underwhelming. His performances do not match the hype. None whatsoever. And in this fight, just like the fight I was talking about with Sama Singh versus Yodnati, same thing here. Salhubo thought that he should be beating King Green because King Green's basically 40 years old. Right? You should be walking him down. I'm taller, I'm younger, I'm faster, I'm got better boxing, I should beat him. And he found out early that he was getting tagged by King Green and he fell for the King Green trap. King Green was talking to him a lot from the first second, threw him off his game, outboxing him, making it look difficult. And then Zalhuber was getting tagged the whole time, which forced Zalhuber to rush. He rushed instead of using his range, his fucking 20-meter long legs that he has, doesn't use it. No teeps, no high kicks, no block. King Green fights off the back foot. And Zalhuber was able to walk him down the whole time. Oh, Zalhuber, I'm blasting you with body kicks, my friend. I'm going to force you to take me down. I'm going to force you to shoot on me. I'm going to kick you. I don't have to into the pocket and knock you out. I don't have to do that. Right? You're shorter than me. It takes less energy for me and distance to throw a body kick at you without any risk of you hitting me in the face. But if I'm going to swing, get close to your chin, I'm entering your range, eliminating my range, and giving you a chance to actually hit me back. And that's exactly what Zalhuber did. If he had to just stay working off his jab, high kick, jab, body kick, jab, high kick, circle, high kick, jab, high kick, left or straight high kick. That's all he had to do. That's all he had to do the whole time. It's just because at that range, King Green can't counter you. He can't. His only options at that range is to shoot or dart forward, at which point it gives you the chance to counter him with something. But because he was fighting the fight, which looked like he needed to, I need to get this knockout highlight reel to get my name back, to prove to you guys I can knock out this dad of a man. Didn't do it. And big shout out goes to AD, because AD was the only guy that called this fight. He said King Green's going to outbox him. King Green's going to be on the back foot, outbox him. And he did exactly that and even got the KO. Nice slick left hook as Zalhuber came in, dashing him down to the ground. TKO finish. Beat the shit out of him. And Zalhuber was already on ice before this fight. And I think now that he lost this fight at this nature, I think he's way back of the line, bro. Way back of the line. Even close to it. Dana White might even say, listen, if you lose a fight again, like you out of here, my friend. That's how bad it looks now for Zalhuber. Because there's a lot of hype and you're under-delivering. You're not delivering anything, right? I'm not sure if I want to invest in you any further than that. So it's like, this is the last straw. Because there are obviously tons of fighters outside of UFC that's lining up to want to into the fray. I mean, these people were showing me the Canadian fight promotion, Unified MMA. I saw some good fights. There was a good fight. I was like, okay, there's some talent here, But anyway, that was that performance. Big win for King Green. I like his Octagon interview as well, saying bring Diaz back, let Diaz back, give him one more ride so he can retire officially. I'm saying let's do it. It'll be a good fight for him. But anyway, bad call for Daniel Zalhuber. Edgar Chavez beats Felipe Bunes. Bit of a boring fight, but Chavez did win the fight. He had the bigger shots. Felipe Bunes wanted to wrestle but couldn't really find success once he did get the wrestling. Chavez, just whenever he got back to his feet, was outboxing Felipe. So yeah, he won the fight, bigger shots. Emmanuel Rodriguez, I like what I saw. I thought it was going to be a tricky fight for him against Kevin Boas. Kevin Boas is a very good boxer, a very good kickboxer as well, and actually rocked and dropped Rodriguez in the first round. Rodriguez got back up to his feet almost instantly and literally won the remainder of that first round. I like Rodriguez. I think he's a fun dude. DC did talk about him in the Ultimate Fighter, and DC did say the hype about this young man. He was like, listen, this kid is good. This kid is fucking good. He's got the stuff. Give him time. He will be a fun name to watch in the division. And he did that. The boxing is sharp. The power is there. The wrestling is there. The wrestling is actually what he does first and foremost. To see him box the way he did, I was like, this is what I like. This is what I like. Someone that is primarily a grappler, but strikes like this. They've been striking for hundreds of years. That's what I want to see. Emmanuel Rodriguez did exactly that. Second round, he had Boras backed up every single time. Scared of the power. Scared of the left hook. Fantastic body shots. Good overhand rights. Good shot, right hand, left hook counter. He just fought a good fight. And because Boras knew that Rodriguez can take him down, Boras didn't want to wrestle with him. So So he had to back up and counter strike, which forced Rodriguez to beat him up. There was a nice shot to the body. He landed, boom, and then stepped back. And you see Boas go. It just sinks to the ground. And then Rodriguez wails on him. It's the TKO finish. Big win. I am impressed as always with the young man. I want to watch Rodriguez fight frequently. Let's go. Viva Mexico. Rodriguez will probably be a fun name for flyweight. Like, give him time. Give him time. He will definitely climb the rankings really, really, really well. I think the Jose Morales loss was a good loss for him because Morales is a very high-level grappler as well. So I think that loss kind of showed him the level that he has to get. Because even Joseph Morales, I know he's ranked number 15 right now. He was in the UFC. Don't be surprised to see Joseph Morales in the top 5 very, very soon as well. Because he's that good. I think Rodriguez is right there behind him. In due time, he'll also be top 10, top 5. Right, we keep it moving. Staying with Mexico, we have Santiago Luna. He beat Angel Pacheco. And again, Santiago Luna. Can't say that I was fully impressed with the performance, but I liked some of the stuff he was doing. I thought his boxing was really good. His takedowns were okay. But the fact that he was able to survive 3 rounds and not look tired, I was like, okay, the kid can fight. And also his octagon interview where he called out Alexandre Pantoja. I like that as well. He's shooting his shot. He's calling for names that he knows that will get him up the rankings. Because let's be fair, Alexander Pantoja, he's not necessarily a big name, but because he's Ilya's brother, he carries a lot of weight with that name, right? And his performances in the bantamweight division haven't been the most amazing. It's good, but it hasn't been the most amazing. I think Santiago made a big shout for that fight, so I'd love to see that matchup actually. It'd be a good fight for them. So yeah, well done for him as well. The performance was good. Nothing much I can really say about it really, other than the fact that he was wrestling really well and he's boxing really well, but Pacheco didn't really do anything to put him in trouble. I didn't watch the prelims, so I'm not going to talk about the prelims. I didn't go back to watch any of the prelims either. But yeah, that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. You watched this far. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Up this week, we have a preview which will be coming out for UFC 326. It is fight week, guys. We will be doing a preview for this one, which will probably going to be on Wednesday. No, it will be on Tuesday. It will be tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the UFC 326 preview on our YouTube channel. Then on Wednesday, we'll probably do a One Friday Fights preview for One Friday Fights 144. Thursday, we will do If I Was a Betting Man segment. Keep a lookout for that. Friday, we will be live for you for One Championship 145 for the Friday Fights card. And then on Sunday at 4 a.m., might even go a little bit earlier because the fight card is actually really good. Look at the prelims. Not bad. So I might even come around for the prelims. So probably we'll start the prelims. We'll probably start our live at like around 3:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. So keep a lookout for that, guys. The UFC 326. But then we also have, like I said, the one championship. But okay, that is my time. Like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Have a good day, good week. Stay safe, stay blessed. And then, we will definitely catch you guys on the next video. Just a reminder, all of our offline videos, which is our previews and our recaps, will be on YouTube. Then all of our live watch-alongs and betting will be on Kick. Look up, I'll put the link in our description box of all our videos. On that note, have a good one, guys. I will catch you on the next one. Cheers, everybody.